Hello and welcome again to Super Series Bowls. Great to have you with us. We are at the Warilla Bowls Club just near Wollongong for the World Cup. We're moving on to the men's side of the draw in our next program, and 24 players, all national singles champions, made their way here. We're down to the last four. Let's look at the first of the men's semi-finals. And from Edinburgh in Scotland comes Billy Melors. He's taking on a man with some serious results behind him, Ireland's Jeremy Henry. In Shoebackers with me. Shuey, they've played enough matches in sectional play for us to get a line through the form. Who do you like?
I have absolutely no idea, Steve. Jeremy Henry, 6 years ago, you know, he was the world outdoor singles champion in South Africa. Billy Melors, I had the privilege of playing against him in Northern Ireland a few years ago. I don't know who's going to win this match, Steve.
Pretty good crowd in, and that just changes the conditions slightly.
Yes, I think probably experience, though. Jeremy Henry, he's used to the big crowd in the world indoor singles, the biggest stage in bowls. But Billy Melors, the last 2 years, has qualified for that event. He's an up-and-comer.
Looking forward to this first semi-final. Eric Johannes will be our marker. And Billy Melors, a couple of substantial lads taking part in this match. Shuey, I hope there's not a Barney.
Both got big drives, Steve, so we might see some heavyweight action on the jack. Should be a quality match, this.
And Jeremy Henry. The Irish green bowls makes it a little easier for us, and the red bowls for Billy Melors. Who will settle in the quicker. Better wait to just lost the line a little. Nice opening efforts from Jeremy. Much longer stride in the delivery from Billy Melors. Good contrast in styles, actually. Jeremy has his front foot already off the mat, and then he just takes another short step with it.
It's like a South African or New Zealand technique. He's got good touch for a big man, Jeremy. He's a very good draw shot player, and that's how you win big singles.
Win a few singles matches with that kind of draw shot. Touch up. First of the match.
One down.
Last bowl of the first end for Billy, and he's coming in thereabouts. This is a delightful bowl from the Scotsman. Takes the shot away from Jeremy Henry. And on the evidence of some of the bowls in this first end, I think you're right, Shuey. Could be in for a bit of a treat here from these two men who really know their way up and down a rink.
Couldn't see the jack from the mat either, Steve. Look at that, drawing blind and nailed it. Going to force Jeremy onto the backhand side, so he'll be feeling a little bit for the right line. It's a good start for both players. Found the speed and the width.
Last bowl, first end. Jeremy Henry has had shot taken away from him by Melors. And can't reverse the outcome. So, Melors. A smile from Jeremy Henry. Yeah, just too good on this first end, but there are plenty to come. 9 end sets. Have a look here. Have a look with Eric Johannes doing the honours. Just the one it is.
One to red.
Billy will be happy with that. First on the board. And the first of the men's semis.
Shake it.
Just looking at the contrasting deliveries, very high stance and setup for both players. Nice slow release from Jeremy, and on the right, Billy, and a long stride from Billy Melors, but very serious and deliberate in their follow through.
Head-on look at the delivery of Jeremy Henry. There's almost a round arm action. Clary Grimmett style. He was a good bowler. Wrong sport.
Plays at the East Lothian Club, the same club as the legendary Willie Wood. And so Alex Marshall. Both these players, they play more over a year that on the indoor carpets back home than they do on the outdoor greens, about 7 months of the year. And this is an English manufactured carpet, so they know this type of surface very well. When you're playing on a fast carpet, there's more delicate touch shots required than aggressive conversions and driving. It's a matter of nailing the line. Very easy to convert from world-class players. That red bowl alongside the jack, I doubt very much will stay there for a counter unless Billy could trail the jack around the corner or block it. And he's got hold of the jack and it needs to fall back. Beautiful result. That's made it difficult.
Doesn't quite come forward on the same line as he went back. I've got another comparison. Jim Furyk's backswing. That's what it looks like. As long as he can repeat it, which he can, and he's 2 down to 1 down, I would guess. Yep, Eric Johannes agrees.
Yeah, Billy's got a great head there, Steve. He's only holding 1, but it's hard for Jeremy to get at. And Billy's, as you mentioned, he's got the wing bowl on the left, just past jack high. It's one of those situations here where Jeremy, he might be best just to dead draw and perhaps be prepared to go 1 down. Just through the gap.
Pretty good weight there from both players in this end. Just a little errant with line. The bowl was well on its way, no change, and 1 again to Billy Melors. So a nice start from the Scotsman, picking up a couple of singles to lead Jeremy Henry 2-0 after 2. 9-end sets we're playing, with the possibility of a tiebreak if Melors and Henry split these 2 sets. Low-scoring affair so far, just a 1 multiple count in the 3rd end for the Irishman.
And that's indicative, Steve, of the quality of the semi-final. Seven shots in total scored in 6 ends.
Another good answer from Billy Melors. Just needed slip past and been line 2.
Fires the short balls. Short, please.
About 8 inches.
My ball.
Your ball?
It's
about the foot.
Jeremy looks reluctant to believe. And on the right there, Lydia Tikasuva from Fiji, Lorna Trigwell from South Africa, Sharon Renshaw, Australia.
And Nick Cole there from Spain, the Spanish representative.
A very English accent for a Spanish.
No.
I was most impressed with your Spanish at breakfast this morning, Shuey, when you told Nick that you loved him.
No,
in Spanish.
Steve, I said te quiero mucho, which is the only words I know in Spanish, but I said to Nick that I would not be saying that to him. I said it to Lorna. I was going to Tenerife, and I was just asking Nick about, speak Spanish in Tenerife, Steve. That's a beautiful bowl for number 2 for Melors.
2 down.
Let's see a weighted shot here. Just a question of how much. He's very brave, Jeremy, in the fact that he does play the delicate shots well with just overweight. It seems to be winding up here. Just firm, nothing flat out. 1 out. Good result. Opened the head up. Backhand draw is now available. One would think that Billy Melors would add a second shot. He only needs to repeat his 3rd bowl, but he's dropping short. Now, that's blocked the backhand draw.
Even the best players, I suppose, Shuey, are concentrating so hard on the line that they forget the weight.
Yeah, visually you need to look at line, but mentally you need to think about weight. Some players actually think about line when they're on the mat. He has a heavily biased bowl, Jeremy. He could perhaps swoop around the short bowl from Melors, draw to the shot bowl on the backhand.
In she comes. This looks pretty good. It looks very good. That's another one to Jeremy Henry. Oh, we're seeing some high-quality bowls here from these 2 big men. And Jeremy Henry just takes a useful little lead here for 7 ends. He's up by 2, 5-3.
Just looking at Jeremy Henry, he's playing the forehand. You'd never know it because he steps down the backhand line and plays, steps left and delivers right. Very unusual technique.
Ninth and final end of the first set. Jeremy Henry on the mat. Billy Melors of Scotland is his opponent. Scotland versus Ireland. Men's World Cup. Scotland with a good recent history in the event, with Neil Spears winning it in 2006. Not able to get the opportunity to defend his title. Maybe Billy Melors can do it for Scotland. Jeremy Henry got that one away very smoothly. Holding one. Could crack his own here. Just like that. That's a little better. Val Smith on the end of the row there. New Zealand international and terrific player. She'll be looking forward to World Championships in New Zealand next year, assuming she's part of the squad. No reason to think she wouldn't be. Playing big tournaments at home is a mixed bag, I think. Athletes don't have to travel, but there's always the pressure of the expectation of being at home.
Hometown crowd, Steve. I never liked representing Australia in Australia. It's always better, I think, at Australian culture of almost expecting you to win, and it's not always that easy. Oh, Jeremy Henry, look at this. Oh. Had a wayward end by his standard on the previous end, but two magnificent shots on this last end, first set.
Billy Melors getting down to the business end of this final end. The first set. And
he's got one bowl left, Steve, and now he's going to be really under the pump, and I don't think Jeremy will know quite where to put this bowl. But never, ever underestimate the ability of a Scottish player to get out of trouble. They just love a challenge. Jeremy's running for cover in case that jack is sliced. Pretty good bowl there. So Billy Melors will have one bowl to play. And I think, Steve, he will need to make contact with the jack. Not easy from 30 metres. I think he'll play firm weight, looking to slice that jack and perhaps make that bowl the shot.
4 feet too far.
You can't rest the second shot and flop in and finish well enough to take it.
No, Steve. He's looking for the jack or the front bowl, the shot bowl.
Well, you read it correctly, as almost always, Shuey. But he's a bit wide. He's holding his arm out. That's not on target, I'm afraid. And that is the first set that Jeremy Henry picks up a couple there. And what a tight, entertaining first set it was. 7 shots to 5 to the Irishman, Jeremy Henry, over Billy Melors. So Scotland's got to answer in the second set. Can they do it? Well, Drew Morfitt will be alongside Ian Schuback to tell you the story.
So here's the length of jack at the opening of the second set. Billy Melors.
Almost maximum distance here, just about half a metre short of maximum length. And he starts with a touch of over 32 metres. It might look easy, but for our bowling viewers, they know how difficult that is. Very fast carpet. Not much effort required to reach 32 metres. Beautiful, smooth release for a big man, Billy Melors. He gets the bowl away so sweetly, no wobble, doesn't drop the bowl at all. And the bias kicks in, both players playing with wide drawing bowls. Very unusual technique. Generally, the weight must go, or should ideally step toward the line you're playing, but Jeremy's weight goes one direction and the arm goes in the other.
I heard Steve call him Clary Grimmett with a sort of round arm delivery. I reckon there's another spin bowler on the rink. Scott, is this Kerry O'Keefe?
Yes, there's some similarity there, Drew. And he's turning the bowls beautifully, isn't he? Look at the line. That's number 3. So early pressure here for Henry. There's a gap, which means it's very risky to play big weight or any weight. This is where a top-class play. Look at Jeremy. Will I draw? Will I drive? Should I draw? Can I draw it? Can I hit it? He hasn't. Oh, he's winding up the big man from Belly Money, and plenty on this. There's a gap. Wow, he's got a terrific result. It's going to be re-spotted, and he's going to be holding 2 shots. So 3 down to 2 up. Look at this result. Movement everywhere. Jack and bowl off the rink. The jack comes back, and oh yeah, I'll take that.
Well, the man from Ballymoney was right on the money there. He's cleared everything out, and look at that, lying the only 2 there.
And Jeremy still has 1 to play. What a brilliant result. It's not far away here. Oh, what a player.
Got to be happy with that.
Well, he's obviously a little bit... He'd be pleased, Drew, but not ecstatic, because the jack and the bowler are available with weight. Another drive, perhaps.
Look out.
I don't know if Jeremy would be too happy about that. Somebody in the crowd yelled out, "Missed," as it was halfway down the rink.
So that was a fantastic opening end to the second set. So Jeremy Henry, second end of the second set. Henry took the first set 7-5. What a display they're putting on.
Yeah, it's world-class playing, as you'd expect, Drew, for this World Cup. I mean, these 2 guys, they're... Billy, for the first time this year, has won his national singles crown. He's twice qualified for the World Indoor Singles title, the richest event in the world, and with bowls like that, you can see why. I mean, just to get through his club mates at East Lothian with Willie Wood and Alex Marshall, and then to go on and win his national singles title, and see why Billy Melors is where he is today in the semi-final.
Look at these 3 bowls. Just each one better than the previous.
Jeremy Henry, he defeated Safwan Saeed in the quarter-final, 9-8, 8-3. Billy Melors, he defeated Australia's Kelvin Kirko in round-robin play, 8-7, 4-11, 2-0 in the tiebreaker. And look at this conversion onto the bowl and the jack. Well, 1 down to certainly 1 up, maybe 2.
Form like that, no wonder he beat Kelvin. Well, every bowl this end has beaten the previous best, so can it happen again for the 5th time? That's shocking.
Still got one bullet left in the gun though, Drew, and maybe he's just setting up. He doesn't want to get the shot too early. The Aussie ace, Kelvin Kirko, he actually, in our next semi-final match against Ian Merrion from Guernsey, will be a match to look forward to. And here comes Billy again. How good is this man? Look at that. Oh. Well, might unleash a big, powerful drive here.
Oh,
Sneaky. Oh. Jack through the gap for one. He's done it again. The big man from Ballymoney.
and just a little kiss on the jack. Through it went to his back bowl.
Oh, he's unlucky not to make two there, Drew. Just needs to add 1 metre extra weight. His previous 3 bowls.
Oh, he's walking after this confidently. Well, Jeremy Henry's driving has put him in the driver's seat, and Billy, 2 ends in a row, has said thank you very much and outdrawn him. Sensational bowls, and great camaraderie between these two from the home countries. They probably see plenty of each other in competition. Melors lead 2-0. Let's relive some of the best bowls from that end. Second end. Melors drawing a toucher. In again for second shot. Here comes the drive. Who would have thought the jack would just be so delicately kissed back towards the back of the rink? But there was a big target there for Billy to draw. Now back live. Start of the third end. And look at this bowling. Well, Jeremy's been driving a treat. What about the drawing as well?
Eric Johannes, he'll be running out of liquid chalk, spraying those touches for our non-bowling viewers. Any bowl that touches the jack when it's delivered is sprayed with liquid chalk. If it's knocked into the ditch within the confines of the rink, it still remains a live bowl. And Billy Melors, anything you can do, son, I can do better. What a player. One of the best exhibitions of singles play I think we've ever seen. Just don't think, Drew, they could maintain this standard of play. Who's going to crack first?
And the touch from both of them. I mean, they look like prop forwards, not bowlers. And look what they're doing.
Oh, another toucher. 3 in a row. See the liquid chalk on the 2 front bowls, and that's number 3. Switching now, Melors to the backhand side.
3 bowls, 3 touches.
This is looking pretty good.
No chalk required.
Oh, he's cracked.
Oh, what's going on?
He's gone. He's 30 centimetres overweight, Drew. The crowd here, Warilla, loving this match. Sure, our viewers at home are as well. No matter who you're barracking for. Here he comes again. Oh, too heavy. A civil servant, Jeremy Henry.
Must have got a few accumulated RDOs to be able to get down here and play in the World Cup.
Yes. Not much correction required for Billy. Touch on the jack would be fantastic, but he's missed on the wide side. 2 catches.
And it's come down to this.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Exactly what Jeremy Henry was trying to play. Could not see the jack from the mat end. Drawing not to the jack, but to the second shot, and just resting on it and dropping back. It's about 15 centimetres of room only to draw the shot. And well, he's played 2 on the backhand, Drew, and now he's switched. That's unusual. That is, he wasn't far away on the backhand side, and for some strange reason, he switched.
And the 2 lollipops go up, indicating 2 shots to Jeremy Henry of Ireland. 2-all second set. Henry won the first.
Did you run the ball?
I'm just wondering, Drew, this is another very long end. About 32 metres, a little bit more. And I'm wondering if either player is considering changing the length. They're both playing brilliant standard of play. Jeremy, I think, there's no need for him to change simply because he's won the first set. He knows, worst case scenario, he's going to the tie-break. So Billy Melors must win this second set to keep the match alive. So maybe Billy Melors, oh, beautiful ball, might play a short end. But if you look at his technique, Billy's got a very long backswing, which is more, see that long backswing, the bowl goes back a long way. It's sort of to suggest to me that he's better off on the long ends. Whereas Jeremy has got a...
One down. All right.
You're holding.
Yeah, wouldn't be happy with that. Just look at that setup. It's a nice starting position, but it's a fairly long backswing. Look how long that goes in a big long stride. That is suited to playing over a longer journey. Whereas Jeremy is slower and more deliberate and not quite as long on his backswing. So Jeremy can
Jeremy's
handle...
bowl.
Oh,
Another toucher.
Yes, he's on song. The big man from Ireland, Jeremy Henry, former world outdoor singles champion. Oh, it's taking a lot out of him too.
Got a lot to give.
Immaculate line, those 2 green bowls. He wouldn't, would he? Needs to fall over. Oh.
Pass, Jack Hay. Yes, last ball.
Just behind the jack.
Pardon?
Behind the jack.
How far?
Yep. The only one.
How far?
How far behind the jack? And Eric says, yes, you're holding 1. On the effective rate, 74% from Jeremy Henry. That's pretty good, and they're both playing magnificent bowls. So he's playing firm weight. He cannot get to the jack clean. I don't think, well, no, he's too narrow.
He's that good.
No, safety first, backhand.
Come on, Jeremy.
He wants the 1, Drew. Cannot afford, well, he's got a little bit of weight. He's trying to get through the gap.
He wants the red bowl, which is second shot. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh, wow. He hasn't got 4, but he's got 2.
My boy Jeremy, didn't let me down. Two magnificent shots for the Irishman.
Outside ball.
And he takes a lead of 4-2 in the second set after having won the first 7-5. Start of the fifth end.
Well, the way Jeremy Henry's playing a couple of doubles there on the last two ends, he's looking pretty good to advance to the final, but Billy Melors, he's not playing poorly at all. He's just finding it tough to score. In the entire match, Billy Melors, he's only scored 5 singles and just 1 double. So Jeremy Henry is keeping the game tight. He's picked up 4 doubles and 3 singles in the match.
He's an expert chef. Billy likes his golf, his footy and travel.
He's a consultant in the transport industry. He's drawing really well, but see, he's not directly in front or directly behind the jack. He's just not quite nailing the line. That's the difference. Jeremy Henry, when he's close to the jack, he's invariably right in front or directly behind. He really has played impeccable width, Jeremy Henry. Look at this bowl. It'll start to swoop back now. Still a couple down, but both behind the jack.
2.
So on the centre line again.
Billy really shouldn't draw near the jack here, Drew. I think he should try to draw 30 or 60 centimetres beyond. Split the 2 green bowls at the back of the head. And he's getting, well, unless he could trail the jack. Oh, he's trailed the jack all right to his opponent.
It didn't help that he sat back.
If Jeremy Henry draws a touch on the jack now, it's just about all
5
over.
of you for 1.
By 1.
Maybe for 2.
Billy Melors, he'll be feeling sick in the stomach. He's drawing for 3 shots. Could well be 2 down. It's a body blow that he did not need at this stage of the match. That's definitely the shot, I think. A big shot here for Billy. This is the biggest shot for him. And Jeremy's still got 1 to play. Biggest bowl of the match for Billy Melors.
Didn't muck around once he got on the mat.
It's got beautiful weight.
Is it the dead draw?
What a shot. Exquisite touch.
Resting on the jack.
Nerves of steel to dead draw. A lot of players would have reached up there overweight. And this is precision drawing from the man from East Lothian. He's happy.
Squirts the jack out the back. He's got a lot of green bowls there.
Backhand it is. Just over draw weight. Looking for movement on the jack. Very close.
Just not quite, but beautiful. Thoughts and just so well performed. Just 1 to Billy Melors. He stays alive in the second set. Hope you're enjoying this men's semi-final of the World Cup. That's how they've scored it. 4-3 in favour of the Irishman, who was already set up. He won the first 7-5.
He's given the mat away, Billy Melors. I think it might have been perhaps worth taking the mat. He won the previous end and electing to change the length. He wants last bowl, but He just seems to have that. You get a sense as a player when your opponent's in good touch. And I have a feeling that just Jeremy, he's almost got this jack on a string. He's got beautiful feel for weight in his set. Look at this. What a delicate correction. 18 inches extra. That is just one roll of a bowl from his first delivery, and he's nailed the jack. And I think it's time for Melors to take control of the mat and change the length before this match is lost.
This looks pretty good.
Amazing. Most players would switch to the backhand, draw to the red bowl below the jack, but not Jeremy. He thinks he can draw a second. Danger if he trails, but that's the touch that he's in today. He has got this jack on a string. Look at this. That's number 2. Maybe.
2 down.
Yep, 2. And there's
Jack high.
And there's a gap there. Billy defeated Fijian player Ratish Lal 11-0, 8-4 in the quarter-final. He's looking for the jack. 2 down to 2 up if he gets it.
Home you go.
Oh, he's made 1. Super conversion shot from the Scot. Bowls like that. That's why he defeated Kelvin Kirko. Also defeated Malaysian player Saf Saeed from 8-7, 12-3, which was a good one of Billy's in sectional play. Heron Lau from Hong Kong, China, 12-3, 10-6. Defeated our other semi-finalist, Ian Marion from Guernsey, 8-7, 9-5, who will play Kelvin Kirko in our next semi-final. Both of these players at the top of their game. Could he get through that gap and rest on the shot bowl? No.
Narrow.
Well, just a chance that Billy Melors wanted, needs. Now a toucher on the backhand for 3 shots. That's what Billy will be visualising.
Back way it, mate. I was tempted. Give an easy 3, yeah. Is that 1 to go, 4 or 3 to go?
Yes.
I was tempted to run the backhand, you know, spring it 2 down.
Yeah, see, great insight there. Billy's not wide for sound, but Jeremy has agreed. He doesn't want to drop more than 1. Keep the game tight. Doesn't want to spring the jack out in the open.
Interesting. Just the 1. So it is 4-all in the second set. What a game. It's worth a wink from the marker, Eric Johannes.
Excellent correction with his second bowl in that previous end. Jeremy Henry didn't hang on to it. Toucher after toucher. Wanted 2, had to settle for 1.
Well, if Jeremy Henry scores even 1 here, that'll be a lead of 2 with 1 end to play.
And that's enough to win, Drew.
Yeah, and Billy's just been scoring singles apart from 1 end in the entire match.
Why would it be enough? Because Jeremy will give the mat away. He'll have last bowl, and he's playing too good to drop a 3. So any score at all here to Jeremy Henry, I think he'll be through to the final. We haven't seen 1 short end in the match. We have not seen 1 end with the mat more than 2 metres up the rink from the tee. Both players playing at the top of their game over the same length, and they're both trying to hold their nerve.
Well, this is a bit different with Billy bowling first. He's got a counter in there, and Jeremy unusually short with his opener. Billy now for 2 shots.
You're not suggesting, Drew, that Jeremy's going to crack, are you?
No, but it's what you've been talking about. You wanted Billy to have the mat, and he's got it here, and there's just might be a bit of a change happening.
Yeah, the problem is, though, Drew, it's a 31-metre length, and this is what they've been... They haven't played one end in the entire match more than 1.5 metres different in length. Jeremy will not crack. See, he's sneaking up to the jack. That's a good result for Billy. Turned the red bowl nearer.
2, buddy.
Yep, the marker says he's lying 2.
Inexperienced players with their third after 2 short bowls would overcorrect, go heavy and still be 2 or maybe 3 down if Billy draws this. But Jeremy Henry, the way he's playing, he's likely to just nail a resting touch on the draw. I may be wrong, but that's number 3. So,
Possession, Eric. 2 down. 3 down, Jeremy. 3 down.
3 down.
3 down.
Well, gee. Now, this
Maybe.
is a bit of pressure. Big man from Ireland. He has not suggested that he will crack. This could be the biggest body blow for Billy if he draws this.
He's got a fair bit to aim at. And he's got the right hole. Has he got the weight? Well, he's saved a couple.
He's got second shot. Good result. He'd be happy with that, and he'd be happy to... I don't think he wants to go 1 down, though, Drew, because, yeah, what's going to happen if he...
First 2 balls. Yep.
Yeah, so he's just regretting here. His first 2 bowls are a waste. Now he could pay a heavy price, because if Billy scores 1, he will give the mat away, which now I'd suggest a change of tactics on the last end. He will have last bowl. If it's 5 all, I'm suggesting Billy Melors can take this match to a tiebreaker. So Jeremy Henry, I feel, must get the shot with his last bowl.
Can he get it to jack?
Well, still only 1. Well, there's 3 shots on here, Drew, and I'm not sure what Jeremy... He's playing well enough to come around here and dead draw the shot. He could try to promote that bowl once. He'd need about 0.5 metre of running. He could play 1.5 metres and look for the inside edge and pump this bowl off the rink and stay there for 1 or 2.
And we reckon any score for Jeremy Henry, the Irishman here,
Is good enough.
just about get him in the final.
Looks like he's playing the dead draw shot. Around the front too.
He's not there, is he?
No weight to promote it.
Blow on it. So we're still alive as we go into the last end of the second set. What a match. 1 to Billy Melors of Scotland. It's 5 all second set. The last end to come. If Melors can win it, we go into a tiebreak. So Melors would be a chance. He has won 5 of the 8 ends.
I'm jumping on to Melors now, Drew.
All in singles. And it's just 1 shot he needs here. The single is all he needs to get into the tiebreak. Start of the final end of the second set. 5 all. What a situation. The Scotsman needs to get just 1 in this end to take us into a tiebreak.
Well, it's going to be tough, isn't it? Opening bowl like that. Once again, the mat is back, and it's a 31 metre length rolled.
Oh, what?
Still 1 down.
Bit unlucky. He's 1 down. How far from the jack is he to be 1 down?
Sure.
There have been a few calls during the match where Eric Johannes hasn't quite come up with the answer that Jeremy's wanted.
I think it's one of the best and most entertaining games we've ever seen. The scores have been level 6 times in the match.
A bottler.
Jeremy Henry's holding a slippery grip on the final. Touch on the jack, that's better. That's made it a little bit more difficult for Melors. Now, Billy Melors, he's got 3 bowls left. Convert this head. He's not going to dead draw it. He's going to... I think he needs to attack now. Attack early. Open up the head. Oh, don't tell me. He's trying to dead draw. Henry's almost shot bowlers touching the jack. I'll fall out of the commentary box if he draws this shot, Drew. Bang, I'm out. What a shot for Melors. He's ricocheted the jack forward. I don't believe it. That's... Well, maybe... Has it come forward enough? 1, 2...
I think so.
Oh,
it's resting the
wonderful?
red bowl.
Henry pats him on the shoulder. Most players would have punched him in the head. But... oh... Billy Melors, he's made the shot.
Well, it's not quite a toucher, but how could you turn that over? As you say,
I thought
you're out of here if he could do it.
I thought he played the wrong shot. He must have felt so good about being able to... You know, it was on a difficulty scale. It was maximum degree of difficulty. Now the big man, Henry, he needs movement of the jack as well. Or the shot bowl. The red bowl would be better.
He's in there.
He's moved the jack. He's moved the jack. But has he moved it enough? Watch this delicate movement of the jack. If we can pick it up on the shot bowl, jack moves, the bowl falls back.
And the jack moved back, didn't it? The jack moved.
The jack's moved.
It was like it was in a hole, it rolled out of it and rolled back into the hole. The jack moved, it goes left to right as we're watching and then moves back again.
The bowl fall, well, yeah, it did fall back. Yeah.
How can it do that?
It can't.
It did.
No, it was an optical illusion. No, it did. Well, he must think he's got the shot, Billy. He's covering the spot. Smart play. He still has another bowl to play.
Oh, this is the finest bowls seen on television. This is just a fantastic match.
Most players would play a lot of weight into this head, Drew. This is his last attempt, but the way he's playing Henry, he might try to play the identical bowl as he did with his third. Nerves of steel. He's playing the tough shot with plenty of delicate touch. He's looking at it. He likes it.
Oh, and he's got 2 shots.
Absolutely magnificent. One of the greatest shots ever played. Jeremy Henry.
How are they doing it? Oh, yes.
The big man from Ballymoney, right on the money. And Billy Melors, Drew, he's, well, no finesse here, stand back. He has got to hit this head hard and just hope for some luck.
He hasn't driven the whole match. And Jeremy Henry advances to the final in one of the classic matches you could ever wish to see, and even the winner is applauding the loser. What a ripper, 7-5, 7-5.
Well, we've seen a lot of good games on Super Series bowls over the years, but Jeremy, none better than that. Congratulations, first of all, on the quality of the play.
Thanks, it was just a fantastic game. Billy was playing so well all week. I knew I had to raise my game for today, and lucky enough I did.
A lot of touch bowls there, and 6 times the scores were tied.
I know there was nothing in it. Like, it was just blow for blow, and lucky enough I got up in the end.
In a match like that that's that tight, does it just come down to a little bit of luck in the end because there was nothing between you?
Oh, it definitely does. It's a game of inches, really, isn't it? You know, falls one way, falls the other. Lucky enough, it went in my favour at the end of both sets.
And it looked like it was pretty warm out there, a bit tense, a bit of perspiration for you.
Oh, it was really warm. You know, the pressure was on, but lucky enough I came through it.
And can you just talk us through that last end? Because you played, well, you both played several bombs.
Yeah, it was such a close end. I knew I'd be close to my last bowl because I was close to my first 3, but to actually get it was just perfect.
Well, you're through to the final. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next program will feature the second of the men's semi-finals. Kelvin Kirko of Australia will play Ian Merrion of Guernsey. We hope you can join us again here at Warilla as the World Cup continues.